Continuamos en el set del informativo y como les hemos avanzado contamos con el representante de Finca Parks Action Group. Este colectivo se formó tras el problema en Las Higuericas, donde un grupo de compradores se unió al comprobar que ni la promotora Clayton Hess ni el banco, la CAM, se hacían cargo de las cantidades que depositaron a cuenta para adquirir su vivienda. Tanto el lunes como el martes hemos estado siguiendo detenidamente el juicio que se ha celebrado en nuestra ciudad, en Hellín, y hoy contamos con nosotros con Keith Rule, el coordinador del grupo de británicos que se han unido para reivindicar su dinero. Buenas noches, señor Rule. Good evening, Mr. Rule.
Good evening.
When was the beginning of the problem? ¿Cuándo comenzó el problema con Las Higuericas?
The problem began, our group members paid their reservation deposits between 2004 and 2006. And the reason that we chose to reserve at the Las Higuericas Finca Parks was because it was sold as a lifestyle resort with a commercial centre, with the lake, horse riding, and it was sold to us as a real Spain. This was going to be our chance, not to live by the sea and the coast, but in the real Spain. And we were also encouraged to reserve because there was the involvement of CAM, who was said to be the fourth biggest savings bank in Spain, and also there was a UK lawyer was going to be involved in the project, and that was Chafes in Manchester. Mm-hmm. So we had the confidence, you know, to reserve in the project, and that was between 2004 and 2006.
And you have talked in all this time to CAM and to Clayton Hess, all the two companies are involved too. Ustedes han estado hablando con las dos partes implicadas, la CAM y Clayton Hess.
Yes, they promised that 6 weeks after paying the deposits you would receive a bank guarantee, which is a legal requirement in Spain according to Ley 5768. But unfortunately the bank guarantees never came. So throughout 2007 and 2008 we were demanding the bank guarantees directly from the developer Clayton Hess, but with no success. We never received them. In July 2008 we decided to take our complaint and demand our bank guarantees directly with CAM Bank. So we complained to the branch in Murcia, to the manager Fernando Martinez Hernandez, and we sent emails to him, and that was in 2008, but he chose to ignore those emails. We then, in October 2008, we took the complaint to CAM Bank in London. They have a representative office in Piccadilly in London, and we complained to the director, Aurelio Pedros. We had a 3-hour meeting with him in January 2009 in his London office, and he advised us that he was unable to deal with the situation and that we should make a complaint to the head office of CAM in Alicante. And in February 2009 we sent a 100-page dossier of evidence to CAM in Alicante. Mm-hmm. CAM in Alicante refused to deal with the complaint. They denied any liability in this issue. By May 2009, Clayton Hess then abandoned the development. They said the reason was that it was financially unviable, they could not continue with the project. So now our money is really at risk. We have no legally required bank guarantees, there's no project, there's going to be no house. So in June 2009, we then visited the Murcia branch of CAM, branch 0174, and we went in person to the branch. They advised us that they were no longer dealing with this issue and that we had to go to the business office in Murcia and speak to a gentleman called Julio Pinos. We went there, he was not there, we had a meeting in that office. We demanded our bank guarantees, they failed again to issue the bank guarantees. So by the end of 2009, we decided to take the complaint to the highest level within CAM, and we sent emails to Modesto Crespo, who was the president at that time, and also to the chief executive, Roberto Lopez Abad. And they replied, we received an email from them, or from their customer service department on behalf of them, and they said if you do not have a bank guarantee you have no relationship with this entity. So we had done everything to demand the bank guarantee from the developer Clayton Hess and from CAM.
Because this is the main problem. Some of persons of your group has received back their money but do not.
Yes, there was 300 reservations on the development and around 200 bank guarantees were issued by CAM. And they were issued for deposits which were paid into the same accounts as we paid into. There is around 100 clients of Finca Parks, Las Higuericas, who did not receive the bank guarantees, and we are included in those 100. Although our money went into exactly the same bank accounts at CAM as the people who did receive the bank guarantees. So we had done everything over a 2 or 3 year period to demand the guarantees from all parties. So by 2010, our group began to grow. We had more people joining the group who found out about the problems, especially as the development was then abandoned. And by February 2011, we filed the lawsuit to the court in Ain with our lawyers, Costa Louvre lawyers. Maria de Castro was a lawyer who I'd contacted a year before and began discussing the case with her. And then our litigator, Jaime de Castro, took on the case for us when we filed the lawsuit in 2011. And then, as you know, we were here in January this year, 2012, for the preliminary hearing. And then back again now in April for the full trial.
Yes, several years later, the judgment has been already celebrated this week. We're waiting for the decision. Do you trust that the judge will give you the reason? El juicio ya se ha celebrado, estamos a la espera de la sentencia. ¿Confían en que el juez les dé la razón?
We are very confident. We were happy with it was initially a 4-day trial, but everything was completed in 2 days. We were happy with the justice system, the way the legal proceedings were handled. We have confidence, very much confidence, that we have a very, very strong case against both defendants, and that the judge will condemn both defendants as guilty in this case, and condemn CAM Bank to repay us the full amount of our deposit together with legal interest and all of our costs, legal costs incurred.
I think for you it's the same if Clayton Hess give you back the money or the CAM. Para ustedes es diferente que la CAM o Clayton Hess le devuelve el dinero.
It's the same. We don't mind who the money comes from, but at the end of the day, the CAM are a financial entity, and CAM are the ones who should have complied properly with the law. Clayton Hess are a developer. We have no trust in Clayton Hess. And Clayton Hess, on many, around 25 legal judgments in the last 2 years, have been declared by the judges as ignorado paradero, whereabouts unknown. They declare they have no money, they have no assets, so I don't think the money will be coming back directly from Clayton Hess.
All of this begins as a dream for all of you, and it's been like a nightmare now. I hope you don't bring a bad image from Spain now.
No, it is like a nightmare, it's true. I mean, this whole thing has taken over my life for the last 4 or 5 years. It's just been so stressful, and for all the members of the group, there's a lot of money. People had a dream, many people had a dream to come and live here. They wanted to be part of the real Spain. They wanted to, involve themselves in Ain, Agramon, the local area, and it's just not going to happen now. But we have no bad feeling with the town of Ain. Everybody's been very nice to us here. The hotel, Emilio, we had the whole hotel, Emilio's hotel. They've been fantastic with us. They welcomed us so well. So, the problem that we have and the nightmare that it's turned into is not to do with Ain, it's to do with CAM and Clayton Hess. And what the governor of the Bank of Spain said in a press conference last year in September 2011, that CAM was a scandal and the worst of the worst, is absolutely true. We are the victims of the corruption within CAM.
So before finishing, if you want to say a last desire to all the people.
Well, to the people of Ain, or to
in general.
Well, in general, I feel that we have we have a very strong case, and CAM is saying that they have no relationship directly with us, but our relationship with CAM is not derived from the contract. Our relationship with CAM is from Spanish law, Ley 5768. That's where our relationship is with CAM. CAM were the sole financial entity of this project. They were the only ones receiving the deposits. They were the only ones issuing the bank guarantees. They have full responsibility for this development. They have full responsibility under Spanish law. And we should not suffer a prejudice or any harm due to the failure in the relationship between CAM and Clayton Hess. And we should not suffer any prejudice because of the complete lack of due diligence which has been exhibited by CAM in this whole disaster, this whole nightmare as you called it. They've accepted our money, which for our whole group is 1.5 million euros, and they allowed the developer to use that money for reasons which is totally against the requirements of Spanish law Ley 5768. They must only use that money for the building of the houses. They cannot use it to pay for their MasterCard, for their cars and everything else. And we have proof that our money was used for those purposes. And this is totally illegal and contrary to Spanish law. And CAM allowed this to happen over a 5-year period. They did not monitor, they did not check, they did not carry out any checks on the developer. CAM allowed the fraud to happen through their bank. They are complicit in the crimes committed by Clayton Hes. And this is why we believe that CAM are the ones that should be made liable to repay our money in full with interest. Mm-hmm. And all the costs that we have incurred to date in this. We are innocent victims of this corruption and committed by Clayton Hes and CAM. And at the end of it, I do have confidence that the case is very strong and that the judge will condemn both defendants in this case to repay the money, and only then will the 70 members of our group have confidence once again in the Spanish legal system, the Spanish justice system, and may wish at some point in time to come back to Spain, to purchase a house and to integrate once again in the Spanish society.
Mm. Okay, so we keep waiting for the judge's decision. And
we will be waiting every day for the judge's decision to come. Yeah. So.
Okay, so thank you for staying with us in Televisión Engine, and I hope that the next time you'll come back here for good news.
Yes, thank you for helping us out here, and thank you to Emilio's Hotel and all the people of HELLÍN, because we've been treated very nicely here.
Okay. Pues muchas gracias al señor Rull, ya lo hemos visto, están reivindicando un dinero que depositaron para las higuericas y que todavía no han podido recuperar ni por parte de Clayton Hes ni por parte de la CAM. Vamos a esperar varios días hasta que se conozca la sentencia del juzgado de HELLÍN a raíz del juicio que se ha celebrado el lunes y martes. Les seguiremos contando en los informativos como siempre, y nosotros ya nos despedimos desde aquí. Le vamos a dejar ahora con Esperanza Sagredo, con nuestra directora, que les presentará el programa Más Pasión, como todos los días. Que tengan feliz noche y hasta mañana.